I got chopped. Yo, what's up guys? So it's been about 5 years since that episode aired. And the funny thing is, I don't think I've ever actually watched that entire episode. So I wanted to share with you guys what that was like and also talk to you guys a little bit about taking risks. But it is Cinco de Mayo today, one of my favorite holidays of the year. And before we get started, I need a cocktail. My world famous orange margarita. 60 milliliters of good tequila. 30 milliliters Grand Marnier. A squeeze of fresh lime. 75 milliliters sour mix. Give it a hard shake. And a salted rim. Well, it's not really world famous, but it's really good.
It's a Mediterranean feast in the chopped kitchen.
Obviously, I wanted to win, but I figured something out about failure that day. If you let it happen, it can turn into something positive. Yeah, I lost, but when you guys watch the episode, you're gonna see how uncomfortable I was on camera, but this experience really helped me break out of my shell. I met some really talented, awesome people, and I got to be on national TV. So in my book, it was a win. All right, next up on the Cinco de Mayo menu, fish tacos. So for the fish, I'm going with a spicy glazed grilled salmon, a little pico de gallo, and a refreshing crema made with cilantro, lime, and avocado. So to get started, we're gonna make fresh tortillas. 1.5 cups of masa harina, which is basically just really fine corn flour with hydrated lime to help maintain the texture of the tortilla. And for a little texture, I'm gonna add in 1/2 cup of that. Plus it's gonna make them nice and yellow, which I like. 1.5 cups of hot water, a pinch of salt, and a teaspoon of olive oil. Mix that in by hand till the flour absorbs all the water. The dough should feel tacky, but have a little bounce as well. If it's too dry, just add a little bit more water, mix that back in, and you're good to go. All right, cover that up and let that rest for about 20 minutes. So like I said, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about taking risks. And for me, as far back as I can remember, I always wanted to go to culinary school. But looking back, fear is the reason I kept pushing it off. Fear of failing and fear of finding out that I wasn't good enough. But finally, at the age of 28, I grew a pair. I just came to the realization that nothing positive was gonna happen if I just sat back and waited for shit to happen. A 6-month stint at the French Culinary Institute in New York City. This at the time cost 40 grand. I spent all my savings from working at the restaurant on my upcoming wedding. My credit was shot, so I had to go and beg my brother or my mother, I forget which one it was, to co-sign for me. But at the end of the day, I made it happen. So back to the risk. Here I am, a high school dropout, about to spend a small fortune on culinary school. But the funny thing that drove me is I had this pipe dream in the back of my head that one day I'd become a famous chef. Well, I didn't get famous, but I finally graduated something. And no shit, I actually loved going to school for the first time. I would hop on the train at 6 a.m. and then jump on the 6 all the way down to Chinatown. For me, this alone was worth the cost of admission. I was way out of my comfort zone, hanging out in downtown Manhattan every single day, tasting my way through some of the best restaurants in the world, and doing something that I love to do every day, cook. All right, back to the tacos. You gotta form the dough out into equal sized balls. As you can see, I fucked up a little bit here. I made them a little too big, but it's okay. I broke them in half. So for the tortilla press, I put cellophane wrap on both sides and a sheet of wax paper to use as a transfer sheet. Make sure everything is well oiled. Otherwise, it's gonna be a mess. As you can see from my first attempt. You wanna get some decent char marks on one side. It's basically like a pancake. The longer you let it sit on one side, the other side starts to cook, and then just finish it off a little bit on the other side. Okay, tortillas are done. Let's move on to the pico de gallo and the crema. Grab 2 tomatoes, give them a fine chop, a half a jalapeno with the seeds removed. If you don't want it too spicy, if you want it more spicy, leave some seeds in there. That's how that works. A half a red onion, finely chopped. Mix that all together with a squeeze of lime, some salt, olive oil, good to go. Now for the crema. Get your blender ready, throw in a half an avocado, a nice handful of cilantro leaves, juice from 2 limes, a splash of olive oil, salt, pepper, and 1 cup of sour cream. Throw that blender on high. All right, now give that bad boy a taste. It's good. All right, so fast forward 6 months. I was confident as hell, and I was ready to take on the world. I took on risk after risk, opening up a restaurant, closing a restaurant. That one hit me really hard. And then I opened up a food truck, and then another food truck. Having my daughter obviously was the biggest motivation for me, so I just kept my head down and pushed forward. The point I want you to take from this is that none of this would have happened if I didn't take that first step to go to culinary school. So just take that first step. There's gonna be failure along the way. I'm still struggling, I'm not where I wanna be, but I have to believe if I just keep putting one foot in front of the other, something good is gonna happen. All right, dude, I'm hungry. Let's put these tacos together. 2 pieces of center cut salmon, and we're gonna do a simple marinade. Salt, pepper, lime juice, olive oil. That's it. Get that grill nice and hot, and let's get to working on this glaze. All right, so we got 1 cup of honey, a half a cup of sriracha, a splash of white vinegar, and a splash of soy sauce. Whisk that all together, and let's get the salmon on the grill. Make sure that grill is hot and oiled, otherwise the salmon's gonna stick to it, and it's gonna be a mess. Okay, salmon's cooked. Let it cool down a bit, because we're gonna slice into it. Find a really sharp knife. As you know, salmon is flaky, so you need a really sharp knife so we can get those nice little slices in there. Grab a tortilla, 2 slices of salmon, a little pico de gallo, and a little drizzle of that crema. These are some of the best tacos I've ever had. I hope you guys enjoy them. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I wanted to give a special shout out to all the moms in my life. I love all of you, mommy, you especially. Can't wait for you to come back from Greece. So enjoy the day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.